This is a pretty cool world we live in. And, you know, I think all of us want to keep this world a nice place to live. And so when everybody starts talking about how we're going to destroy the climate, you know, we're using too much energy, we've got too much greenhouse gas, it makes sense to listen, but there's a lot of information out there that's just not the truth. And I think it's important that we as consumers know what to do when we go to the store, when we buy a new car, that we make good choices that end up, you know, reducing greenhouse gas and pollution and all that sort of stuff. And the problem I see is that there's a lot of money and power that's associated with energy. I mean, energy is a basic need, right? Like, it takes energy to grow food, it takes energy to go to work, it takes energy to heat your home, to put the lights on. And so the minute there's anything that's a need, and if a politician or a special interest group or a company can get in front of it, they can get a lot of power and money out of this. And so it pays for them to manipulate what you think about what they want or what they do. Like an environmental group, like if you're worried about the environment, that gives the environmental group more power. And if you think you need to buy more special gasoline for your car, then an oil company is going to make more money. And, you know, these politicians, right, they've figured this out. Like, they can put greenhouse gas taxes and road taxes and all these carbon credits and all this junk on everything. And then that just gives them more money and power. That's all these people are doing. So it pays for them to manipulate what you hear. Got all these politicians out there. See, the way I see them is they're kind of like kids with credit cards. And they go out there and they spend the whole thing, right? Yep. And then, see, politicians, like, rather than having to go back to you and say, Mom and Dad, hey, you know, or Dad and Dad, whatever it is in this world now, you know, hey, and you'd be like, what are you doing? Right? Nope, that ain't the way it works. Nope. No, these guys just go in a room, they go, I think we need to take this seriously, but we better raise the debt ceiling. And then we can go borrow some more money to China, or, you know, India, or whoever it is that wants our technology and, you know, our jobs. Yep. Yeah, we better go let them, let's go take their money. Because, I mean, there's no way they'll have any power over us if we've got their money. Now, remember, these politicians, they're the ones that are making all these rules about the energy. Yep, right? So, come along and go. They're telling us, you can't drive your car. No, because it's bad for the environment, right? So now you think about it now, is it bad for the people in the city? Because there's a lot less of them that have a car than what there are the people in the country. People in the country are driving, 100,000 miles in a couple of years. People in the city are probably driving 10, right? So who's this going to impact the most? Less voters, right? Greenhouse gases, let's save the earth. And then all the people in the city are like, oh yeah, man, let's charge for carbon. Let's do all this stuff. Let's get electric cars. Let's do all this stuff, right? But it really doesn't impact them. It's really impacting the people that are out in the rural areas that have farms and tractors and big equipment and have big fuel bills. Truckers, right? Bet you guys appreciate it. Anyways, so like I'm saying here. So they come along and they say, what do? We got to cut back our greenhouse gases. So we're going to have to cut the oil supply. We're going to have to block in this pipeline they're trying to build here. Of course, what's the outcome of the pipeline? The outcome of the pipeline is it's going to transfer oil that's currently being transported by train. It's going to put it in a pipeline and it's going to make it go to another destination. And pipelines are like 1,000 times safer than trains and trucks. So really, it's all about safety. But no, they're going to stop the oil. They're going to make all this greenhouse stuff go away by, giving in to these pipeline people that don't want the pipeline. But, the thing is what's it really doing for consumption? Right? Consumption is the people that are using the fuel is where the greenhouse gas is coming from. What good does it do to stop a pipeline in terms of consumption? Right? Okay, maybe it costs a little bit more, so maybe reduce a little bit. But you know what? Trucker still got a truck. Train still got a train. I still got to go to work. Right? That doesn't change it that much. No, it doesn't. Right? So really all it does is it puts bureaucracy, it puts power in the hands of the politicians, and they're kowtowing these people that don't want the pipeline. Now, I'm not criticizing the people that don't want the pipeline. That's not what this is about, okay? This is about politics and power and a bunch of BS that's going on here. That's all this is, right? So no, if they really wanted to do something, see, I would be a believer in climate change if these people would go, I'm going to lower the speed limit back to 55 or 60 or whatever, right? I don't hear Joe Biden or a single one of these people out there going, you know what? I am going to lower consumption. I'm going to do it by reducing the speed, because when you slow down, your air resistance changes by the square of your speed. So that's a lot, folks, right? It changes a lot. And your maximum fuel economy is typically somewhere around 60 miles per hour. We can look it up on the DOE site. No problem. But it's somewhere around 60 miles an hour, right? Lower the speed limit to 60 miles an hour. You'll reduce greenhouse gases, and you're also going to improve traffic safety. How many people are saying this? Nobody, because they don't care at all about greenhouse gases. This is not what this is about. All this is about is politics and power, okay? And I can guarantee you we can find example after example of this stuff going on, okay? And then everybody believes whatever that they're told, right? I mean, this is kind of a problem. People aren't believing facts anymore. They're just believing whatever politicians tell them. And see, the politician's job used to be, at least I hope it used to be, to actually find out what the truth was. Kind of like the media. Like the news and the politicians should actually be diligent enough to find out the truth and then try to make decisions based on truth. Not based on rumor. Not based on some statistics that don't actually mean anything and they can swing whatever way they want. There should be truth, right? So the truth is we all need energy. That's all there is to it. You got to drive to work. You need fuel for the tractors. You need fuel for the trucks. You know what? We need fuel for our homes. I mean, we need energy. And you go, oh, well, I'm going to run electricity instead of energy or instead of fuel, and I'm going to save the world. Yeah, right. Okay. You don't allow nuclear power, right? Now, if you did, I could make an argument for you, but you don't. So all of the other fuel sources that there are out there has some major impact in the environment. They all do. Most of the stuff you're getting in your house, most of your electricity is coming from a coal plant or from a fossil fuel plant as it is. You don't want to believe me? Okay, look it up. Right? Most of your fuel, most of your energy is coming from sources like that. Go, okay, yeah, there's some solar and there's some wind. See, the problem is solar and wind also have negative impacts to the environment. We may not know them all yet, but I can guarantee, see, you don't ever get something for nothing. That's one of the rules of physics. You don't get something for nothing. That's the way the world works. There isn't hydrogen just laying around waiting to be turned into energy. Nope. You have to take, you know what, even to make hydrogen, you go get natural gas, you stick it in a reformer, it burns it, and it changes it to hydrogen and CO2. Oh, wait a second. We're going to talk about that CO2 because you got all these businesses talking about, yep, getting CO2 and doing something with it, right? So we'll get to that later. But yeah, you get hydrogen. Yeah, it doesn't just grow on trees. It comes from natural gas. Are they telling you that? Are your politicians telling you that? Do they even know that? They probably don't, because they don't care about the truth. All they care about is trying to get you to open up your pocketbook so they can spend your money. Okay? People need to figure that one out, because you know what? We're going down a tube that it has no return if you don't start figuring out what the truth is, and that the politicians are not telling you the truth. Okay? Let's just work on that one for a while. You know what? See, that's what I'm here for. I don't want to like make you believe something. I want to help present you truth and help present you ways that you can actually improve the environment and actually do better things for this world. Okay? No politics needed. Okay? I might complain about the politicians here, but I'm not trying to be too political. All right? Let's keep that straight.